Good picture, right? I was looking for something that would capture what we want to talk about today. Welcome, you guys. Coach Borino with you. Another live for you, another tip, another little bit of advice to help you help more people, get more leads, help more clients. Hold on a second. Excuse me. And make some money and be a happy real estate agent. How are you guys? Good to see you, everybody. Welcome. Jennifer here. Gerard is here. Nice to see you, my man. Sanshan joining us. Excellent. All right, guys. So remember, hey, Val from Fresno, California, checking in. Veronica, Raquel, nice to have you. Welcome, you guys. Wonderful. So this is what we're going to talk about today. What do we do with them discount brokers? Do you have them in your area? When I started, my very first office was in Bellflower, California, Southern California, which is a suburb of Los Angeles. And shortly thereafter, after I joined, a new office was opened within our area called Help You Sell. They're probably still around. I don't know yet. I haven't been to Bellflower in quite some time. But we were freaking out because we were regular brokerage charging standard commissions. And these guys were doing flat fee, 1% listing fee, flat fee. And I remember distinctly sitting in an office meeting with my fellow brokers. It was a small office where I worked. And we're like, well, fuck me. We are in trouble. This is not going to be good. These guys are going to pick up a lot of listings. And because they did a big marketing push in the area, yes, at the beginning there was a lot of flyers and direct mail and all that. They were advertising in a local penny saver, in a local papers and all. They picked up some listings. We started noticing listings and we're like, oh shit, we have to brace ourselves. And the first knee-jerk reaction was, we got to discount our commissions too. And some agents started doing that. I didn't. I didn't even know why. I just felt like, I'm not going to do that. That does not match my philosophy. And I'll tell you why I kind of prove myself right, or I have proven it to be right. So they got some listings, but then after the initial wave, things kind of tapered off. They picked up some listings, sold a few, but not a whole lot. But it didn't have big impact on my business, on our business in general. How about in your area? So the question number one I want you to ask is, how serious is the problem in your area? Is there a discount broker? Is there a company that's taking a big chunk of your business that normally would have been yours? Or is it mostly a mindset thing, a fear thing? In my case, in our case, it was mostly just, ooh, everybody cried wolf and nothing happened. So strip the emotion. What I always teach you guys is strip the emotion, stay with the math. Because at the end, this business is all about math. That is the core of it. That's how you can troubleshoot and determine what's working, what's not working, how well it's working, is just by math. So if they are taking a big chunk of your business, and many of you, you're watching me, you are members of these companies. I'm not knocking it, don't get me wrong. Let me establish one thing. There is room for Walmart, there is room for Target, there is room for Nordstrom's. And if some of these companies are taking business, fine. It's just another way. It's just another business model. Hear me on this. This is not better nor worse. If there's an agent who works for Joe Schmo Discounters who's selling 300 properties a year only for 1%, but making 400, 500,000, 300,000 in commissions, more power to them. They discovered a profitable business model. It's about math, guys. But that math has to be backed up by one more thing. And it's this. Consumer, the client. Because ultimately, whether this model will take over or at least be a serious contender or not, is not about you and your listings and I and anybody else. You know who at the end will decide? The consumer, with their wallets. Just like the consumer has decided that Uber is better than taxi, that Netflix is better than Blockbuster, that Amazon is better than many of the brick and mortar companies. It's the customer, it's you and I, who at the end will decide this is better for me. Now here's the catch. Better is usually not necessarily cheaper. Better doesn't always equal cheaper. Sometimes, but not always. Otherwise, we wouldn't have Nordstrom. It'd be all Walmart. It would be all help you sell or something like that. But that's not the case. That is not the case. So what's better? Here is what the consumer compares. Value versus cost. What do I get for my money? What's better for me? Which brings me to the final core message that I have for you today. It is not about being different. It is being positioned in the mind of your ideal prospects, of your ideal clients, of your ideal buyers and sellers as a better choice, not cheaper. Because here's what I learned a long time ago. If you're not absolutely the cheapest, there is no advantage of being second cheapest or third cheapest. In other words, if you're not charging $0, there is no advantage of doing it 0.5% or 1.5%. There is no advantage because you're going to still compete on dollars. So my recommendation to you is stop competing on dollars. Don't make it about dollars, because unless you're absolutely cheapest, and there was a company, I don't remember the name of it, they tried that model, we're going to sell it for free, we're going to do it for free, the listing side will be $0. Now they're back to $2,500 if I'm not mistaken. I read something on Inman about that. But notice nobody's doing it for free, they're just discounting and they're competing on dollars. What I'm here to tell you, friends, my real estate rock stars, what's going to separate you from the herd is if you don't focus on dollars. Because at the end, it is not about the dollars. It is about the value. It is what you deliver. Now, here's the catch. Most agents, the herd, those people making $30,000, $40,000 a year, not you guys, try to differentiate by presenting, aha, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. But look at my marketing plan. I have news for you, my friends. Nobody gives a shit about your marketing plan. That would be like AT&T advertising, yeah, we have a dial tone. Nobody cares. I tell you why. What your consumer, what your clients want is not marketing, is not advertising. They want the result. They want the result. That's all they care about. And the only way you're going to get paid if you deliver that result. If they get to sell this property, move somewhere else, or you sell them this property, they get to move in, or you sell this one, they move somewhere else, transactions close, they're on their way. They're happy. Different conditions, different circumstances, but the same principle. We're here. We don't want to be here. We have a problem. You can solve it for us. We'll pay you. The reason so many sellers interview agents and ask for marketing and how many homes you sold and all that, they don't know what that means. Many agents don't know what that means. How do you expect a civilian to understand it? They don't. It's just they are so burned and so jaded by this industry who unfortunately has so many shysters and people who shouldn't be in this business in the first place. So many salespeople, so many people reciting scripts from 1987, so many people bashing them over the head with closing techniques and with bullshit, who don't know the market, who don't belong here, who don't deserve a penny, let alone a full commission. That they're protecting themselves, and the way they protect themselves, they go on some fucking MSNBC or some bullshit website, read some advice. Oh, you must ask realtor this 10 questions. Download this free PDF. Another question is, oh, show me your marketing plan. They look at it and try to pretend to be intelligent. I'm not insulting them. It's not their job to know. But that's their way of protecting and trying to figure out who is their best choice. So the question I have for you, my friends, is what makes you their best choice? Are you really qualified to walk up to the seller and you say, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I'm not the cheapest. There are other companies who will do it for less. In fact, I believe that if you look long enough and hard enough, you will probably find some bored housefrau who is tired of watching General Hospital all day and who, because she's married to some rich lawyer, will do it for $500. So if money is the only concern, if saving the commission is the only goal, I am definitely not your guy. And we can stop right here. But if you feel like you at least want to see how a different agent offers different results using different methods, we can talk. And I'm dead serious about that. And I've walked away from listing appointments where I was clear these are bargain hunters, shoppers who don't care, who I have no relationship with, who all that matters is dollars to them. And there's nothing I could have said or done differently that would have changed their mind. I'm not there to change their mind. I can't. I learned a long and hard lesson. You cannot change somebody's mind. You can inspire them. You can rekindle the hope if they lost it. You can build trust in relationship. But if they're dead set in their ways, I'm not there to spend 2, 3, 4, 5 hours bashing them over the head trying to convince them and demonstrate how different and amazing I am. You know what I mean? Because I believe there are still plenty of people who appreciate good agent, who value good agent, who are willing to pay a good agent, and who will gladly do business with them. You want evidence? Look around. Here are rock stars. In your marketplace, in the MLS, read the news. Bunch of transactions every single day. Tons. They're estimating 5.6 million this year. Lots of homes being sold. Some maybe discounters, but many not. So let's turn it around. Pretend you're the seller. Pretend you're interviewing agents, and you interview ABC Discount and High-End Realty. Here is where you guys run in trouble. When you present and meet with the seller, and much of this happens before you even meet with them, where the first impression is established, where they create opinions and evaluation of you. From their perspective, if you two are almost equal, only then is the money the determining factor. In other words, if you don't stand out in any way, and believe me, it is not about a long marketing plan, that will not help you stand out. That will, if anything, confuse the seller and show how you're using that to convince them. You don't want to be in that place. Not that you don't want to demonstrate competence, but it's done differently. But only when you and the discounters are about the same, where they feel like, well, all right, this guy, yeah, he drives a fancier car and does the Facebook stuff, but overall, it seems like they're all the same. Then the money is the deciding factor. If I can get the same pair of Nikes, shit, I don't know if you can see them. I probably can. For, I don't know, these were like, I don't know, 120 bucks. If I can buy the same pair, identical pair, in Walmart for 80, then yes, Walmart is a better choice. If the discount broker can sell the property for about the same amount of money, because we know that you as an agent don't control the price, or it's going to be up to the buyer. If the discount agent can do about the same work and get about the same result in about the same amount of time, it would be foolish for the seller not to go with them. Think about that. It would be foolish for them to pay full commission if they can get about the same stuff for less. Does that make sense? So now, you will not stand apart, stand out by presenting better marketing, more complicated, elaborate. We have drone. Woohoo! Do they really care about the drone, or do they want to get it sold? The drone impresses. I'm not saying those things don't impress the sellers. They please them because it gives them a sense of significance, that you're actually doing something. But at the end, it's not about the drones. They're 3D tours. It is not about huge advertising budgets, fancy flyers, and all that. Do those things. If the sellers want them and you feel like it's really necessary and it's important to market the property, I'm not against it. I'm just telling you the secret is somewhere else. And the way you're going to share, the way you're going to protect your market share or even expand it is somewhere else. One, really be a rock star. You know, one of the most important core values you can bring to the table is knowledge. It's a combination. You're competent and you're confident. You're competent and you're confident. Competent means you walk in and you say, you're right, that house around the corner on Oak Street sold 3 months ago. It was listed for $495,000, sold for $490,000. However, it was a little smaller than yours and not as nice. That's establishing competence. I know what I'm talking about. I know my core skill is knowledge of the marketplace. Or you can say, you're absolutely right. That property sold for $30,000 more. Here is the interesting thing. It is because it's past the borderline. It is in a different school district, more desirable school district, which makes many buyers pay premium for that. It's important, especially for buyers who have children, obviously. Now I establish competence. You need to know that. You need to know your shit. You need to know this is a core skill you must have. And it takes a little bit of time and some studying and going out there and previewing property, understanding what's going on, what dynamics impact the values, studying the hot sheets and all that every day. That's competent. The second part to that equation is confident, where I can confidently look into the seller's face, seller's eyes, and I can say, or ask him, no, don't look in his eyes. And I can say things like, you know, Joe, I very much appreciate chatting with you today. I enjoyed the conversation very much. You see, I have this rule. I only work with people I like and who like me. People that we click, we trust each other. That's number one. And number two, I only take listings I know I can sell. That's it. I don't have expired listings. My properties sell, and usually within 45 days. So let's sit down and let's figure out if we like each other, if we trust each other, if you want to work together, and if I can help you. And one of two things will happen at the end. Either we like each other, shake hands, and decide to work together, and I'll help you move to Florida and get this property sold for a good price within a couple months. Or I'll be on my way, and you're going to end up with some good information. Either way, you'll win. And that's it. And I do it with confidence. Here is why. I don't have to pretend. I simply tell them the truth. I can walk. It's okay. I don't mind that. Because if I have lined up my systems, generating for sale by owner leads, expired leads, good high probability leads. If I know every other weekend I do a good open house where I get 20, 30 people through. If I know I have a good sphere of influence base and I have a system going to them without knowing them, without going Amway on them, I'm getting referrals, I'm okay. I have enough leads coming in. I have a follow-up system that keeps in touch, that helps me communicate with them, where they know who I am and what I do and how to get in touch with me. If I have all these things in place, if I don't click with one seller, or if they really get stuck on the commission and I can't move them, it's no problem for me to get up. The desperation, the neediness is where the problem starts. So the focus I have is not on demonstrating how different I am. It is about building trust and a relationship that once established, it's obvious to the seller. Yes, we may get somebody cheaper. But if they like me and trust me, and this is the key word, respect me. All three are important in that equation, friends. It needs to have all three. They need to like you, trust you, and respect you. All these three accomplish different things. And during the boot camp we're starting next week, we're going to spend quite a bit of time on this because this is the secret. This is the magic. This is like having a remote control. Now, yes, you could use this for nefarious methods of influencing. But I don't want you to, because even in a cool, high-status way, you can really accomplish a lot. You can get clarity, you can help the sellers, you can understand their position, and more importantly, you can work with the emotions that are already there, which is where the magic happens, which is where the influence happens. See, regular selling approach would require logic and pressure. This does not require any pressure at all. Because if I have that relationship, they like me. If they trust me, that means they take my word for stuff that they don't know much about. And if they respect me, they follow my lead. I win. Think about it. If they have a discount broker and they like me more. If they have a discount broker but they trust me. If they have a discount broker but they respect me more than the other guy, who's going to get the listing? 9 out of 10 times, me, no question about it. Because they will not make a logical decision. It will justify by logic. But if I know I have an upper hand, I have a deeper connection with them. They see that I have their best interest at heart. And they see the value in what I do, and they're willing to pay premium for that. Most people are. I experienced that. I stopped discounting commissions. My business didn't suffer. On the contrary, it went up because I was confident that it would. See, where you get undermined is your mindset. You start doubting yourself. You believe that it's about the dollars. And once you believe that, once that fear kicks in, once that insecurity, and worse, the neediness for the business kicks in, you're going to run in trouble. And you know that if I give it attention and if I feed it energy, if I start worrying about it, if I'm preoccupied thinking about it, not only will I attract those clients, but it will manifest. Or if I know that my ideal client, that I have a profile, is someone who appreciates my service, is willing to pay for my service, understands what it takes to get a property sold, how complex the system is, and understands that to get that good service requires to pay more than, let's say, somebody who is a discounter, those are the kind of people I'll attract. And I will naturally filter out through my marketing process, my communication, everybody else. But it goes back to the mindset we always kind of start and finish with. My mindset is there are plenty of nice people who want to pay what I believe is a fair fee for what I can do for them. That's the secret. So if I am competent and confident, if I focus on a relationship and connection with them, and if I follow a certain process, yes, of course, it's more complicated than just delivering some fancy lines and being really confident. Yeah, I've been to Tony Robbins, watch me. Then you can do this. Now, here's the best part. The entire process I teach. I figured out how to teach you. It's a process. And we're going to spend 4 weeks taking it apart, specifically on FSBOs. But a lot of what you're going to learn about human behavior, influence, psychology, marketing is applicable to anybody. Why? Because humans are humans. This is still a people business. This is still about understanding what they want, giving them what they want, providing it in a way where they appreciate it, where they don't feel manipulated or sold, never have to do that, and doing it on a large scale. Because if you have, I don't know, 10, 12 for sale by owners you can work with every week, that's at least 1 or 2 listings. That's what I would expect. Now I can teach you how it's done. Till Sunday, you can register. I have a boot camp, 4 weeks, we're starting on Thursday. Would love to have you on board. You get the whole system called FSBORINO. I wrote a book on it. You get all the marketing, you get everything. And I will break it down for you step by step. So as you go through it, you will understand, oh, okay, I get it. Step 1. Oh, get it. Step 2. Step 3, step 4. We're going to implement. Not just learn, but implement. Whether you do it with me or what, doesn't matter. This is the process. So it is a lot less about worrying what the discount brokers will or will not do in your area and how much business is going to cost you or not. That is something you can't influence anyway. You have no control anyway. The more you're preoccupied with it, the more you're going to attract and the more you're going to get. But what you can do is how competent you are, how confident you are, and how good of a system do you have to generate leads so that no matter what happens in the neighborhood, you know you're going to get your fair share, 30, 40, 50 listings or more. And that's all that matters. And I promise you, out of all these thousands and thousands of transactions in every area, there's a cut for you. And a nice cut of nice people who will pay you, who will appreciate you. But you got to do your part. That's the deal. And yes, it is more challenging today than it was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. But it's also easier. Because today, you have better tools. Today, you can grab one of these bad boys, a phone, and you can broadcast a show like this one and talk to your audience live. And no matter where they are, they can be on their fucking phones. And you can have a chat with them, just like we are now. The technology makes the communication easier, makes building the like, trust, and relationship faster and easier, more powerful. The downside to that is those who don't grasp how it works, who don't understand that this is not about some fancy strategy, just posting a bunch of shit on social media that will get you some listings, doesn't work that way. That you still need to focus on the relationship, you still need to be competent. Those that don't get it, they'll be out. I believe that this year we're going to see some difference that's going to be significant. And one of them is a lot of people will leave the business. Because they will not get it. But those are usually the people who shouldn't be here in the first place. So you don't have much to worry about. And if you stick with me, if you follow what I tell you, and if you actually, God, please help me get through them, implement what I teach you. Just go on blind faith and trust me if nothing else. I've been doing this for 20-some years. You're going to be all right. You're going to get clients, you're going to get listings, you're going to make money. Not overnight. This is not an easy shortcut, magic bullet, silver pill, whatever. But it is a secure way because there will always be people who need you. Take this statistic if nothing else. They've been tracking for sale by owners since 1981, transactions in the United States every year. Last year, 2018, it was the lowest number of FSBO sales ever since they tracked it. Ever. 7%. 7% is the lowest. It started, if I'm not mistaken, the statistics started in 1981, was like 16%. It's been sliding ever since. Now you think with all this technology, excuse me, with all these tools we have, it should be the other way around, right? It should be easier. It's not. Our listing contract, For those of you who remember, when I started in 1450, listing contract, 2 pages. One agency, transfer disclosure payment, page, transfer disclosure statement, 2 pages, done. That was the entire listing contract file. 2-page listing contract, 1-page agency, 2-page transfer disclosure. Finished. I could have the whole thing signed in about 15 minutes. How about now? You need to have a fucking book. And if you do DocuSign, holy cow, you're going to burn through a lot of data just to go through the whole damn thing, right? It's becoming so complex. There is more need, not just for technical expert. Technical meaning you know the technical part of real estate if you check this box and all that. But somebody who can make it digestible to the seller, which brings me to my final point. When you talk to people who are concerned about the service and comparing services, which many people do these days. I mean, wouldn't you like to save $5,000, $10,000 on something if you could? Of course you would. I would too, if I get about the same thing. So here's the trick. Don't just say, I do X. Don't just say, we run Facebook ads. That's presenting a feature. You're going to add a magic word to it, which means to you more qualified buyers, potentially a faster sale, hopefully. Very often this results in faster offer and a good offer on the table. Not always, and I can't promise it or guarantee it, but it sometimes does. Staging. Do you offer staging? We're going to have my wife Hannah this month do a presentation for you guys, how you can use some of the concepts that professional staging company uses and offer it to your clients as an agent, or if you're considering bringing a stager on board, hiring a local stager, I'll show you how to present it, or she will show you how to present it, do all this stuff. So, you talk about staging. Why is staging important? Why do you offer it? Because you will impress more buyers, create great first impression. You already know that buyers decide within seconds whether they like a house or not. Good stager can set up the property without spending a lot of money so that they make a great first impression, so the buyer feels their home is inviting, it's exciting. You follow me? Because you will. So not only will you explain what it means, what it does, but what it means to the seller. Because sellers don't want information. They want insight. And the difference is this. Your phone is broken. Information is, here's the manual, how to troubleshoot it. That's information. Nobody wants that. Who's going to read? You read manuals? I don't. Nobody does, right? Insight is, your phone is broken. What you need to do is go into the settings, go into the factory reset, slide it right, turn the phone off, power it down, then power it back on. That will fix your problem. That's an insight. You start providing more insight without overwhelming the seller, presenting it as a benefit to them. That, my friends, will help you stand out. And that's all I got for you today. Helpful? What do you say? Well, says it's an inch thick right now, right? Isn't that crazy how the paperwork? It's just crazy. Veronica says, always, thank you so much. I really appreciate that info from you. Great. Good, good, good. Aaron says, good afternoon, coach. From sunny Tucson, Arizona. Hello to Arizona. Derek, good to see you, sir. All right, guys. So I don't think we have any questions. Let's see here. You like the picture. Was this helpful? Did you like it? Give me some light, some reaction? Yes? Good. Good. That's how you do it, guys. Don't overthink it. Control what you can control. What can you control? The volume of prospecting you do? The type of leads you go after? The people you work with? You control that. Your mindset, you totally control. Now, if you want my help, come do the bootcamp with me. We have a few spots left. Go to goborino.com/FSBO. Check it out. It's $197. That's it. It's a $2,000 course I decided to offer for $197. You're going to get the book. You're going to get everything. The system alone, if you just want to buy it, is $400, $397. Go to goborino.com/FSBO. Sign up. We're starting on Thursday. We're going to get you the book. We're going to set you up with online access to all the good stuff. And Thursday at 11 o'clock Eastern Time, I'm going to teach you. And then for 4 weeks, we're going to build the entire system. How to approach FSBOs, where to find them, what are the best texts to send them, what is the dialogue outline you're going to follow, how to overcome the first few roadblocks they're going to throw your way. Do you have a buyer? Bring a buyer. We don't want a list. How you set up visits, appointments. How do you qualify them? How you reposition yourself from being a pushy salesman to an advisor and a guide who can be trusted. That relationship. I'll show you how it's done. It takes about 2 minutes. People decide very, very quickly whether they like you, trust you, and respect you. Like you decided about me. Is this crazy guy with this crazy accent and a filthy language really worth following? Can he teach me something helpful or not? The fact that you're here, the fact that I do these lives and we get a bunch of people on replays and thousands of people enjoy them and watch it, chances are I know a thing or two about real estate. But more importantly, I want to help you. I'm not here to pitch you the bootcamp. I'm just telling you it's available. If you want to come on board, I will accelerate your progress. That's what I do. But the main reason I do this, the main reason I want to talk to you is because I believe you have potential. Sometimes I believe it more than you believe it. And I'm here to inspire you. I'm here to show you that it can be done. There's money out there, there are clients out there, there's business out there. It's not easy, but there is no such thing as easy business. The fact that you are an entrepreneur, the fact that you took the steering wheel into your own hands rather than sit in some boring, fucked up 9-to-5 job means you have the courage to take the risk, and it's required because there are no guarantees. I can't guarantee you're going to make money. I can guarantee you're going to be a good agent. But I can guarantee you I will teach you, and if you let me, I will inspire you, I will hold you accountable, I will crack my whip, I will do whatever it takes to bring the best out of you. And there's plenty. Because consequently, you're going to be able to help people and do it in a cool, organic way. You're going to do it in an authentic way without being salesy, manipulative, or an asshole. You don't need to be. There are plenty of them out there already. Let's make this world a little better place. All right, friends, Friday night. Enjoy the weekend. Love talking with you. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for all the questions, and thank you for all the kindness. I really appreciate every single one of you. Rockstars is growing. Please send more people our way. Let's make this the biggest, fucking most awesome group. I mean, I love our friends at Lab Codes. They're almost hitting 100,000. It's my second favorite group. You guys still number one. And I'm here to support you. I'm here to teach you. Whatever you need from me, let me know. Great coaching coming to you this week. Coming to you next week. We have our friends from LionDisc who will be doing a live chat. We're going to talk about LionDisc. We're going to talk about staging. I'm going to have my man Aaron talk about Facebook. Plenty of good stuff. Plus, I'm going to bring a couple of rock stars and you can ask them some questions. How they're getting listings right now, what's working for them. Cool? Anyway, I'm cooking tonight. Yesterday was the kids. Did you see the video? Today it's my turn. I'm going to be making, I don't even know what the recipe is. We get this service, you know, where they send you the box and it's all pre-made. You just kind of chop it up and cook it. I love doing it. Home Chef is what we use. Good service. Like it. Don't get paid by them. Not a paid endorsement. Anyway, have a good weekend, everybody. I'll talk to you real soon. Coach Borino signing off. Let's go get him. Ciao.